It was 2:30 in the afternoon, and as usual, I was preparing dinner, nothing fancy since I only cook for myself these days. Tonight, I had decided to make baked macaroni and cheese from scratch, which was now in the oven. Just as I reached to increase the oven's temperature, I caught an odd noise from outside. It resembled a garbage truck. But today was Tuesday. That didn't add up. "Oh my God!" I muttered as I noticed a young boy, maybe around 8 years old, step off a bus and walk straight toward my house. I hurried to the front door, which opened into my kitchen, and swung it open. "Hi, Grandma," the boy chirped cheerfully. I froze. I don't have children, let alone grandchildren. Yet this kid spoke to me like he belonged here. It was chilly, so I invited him in. He walked in confidently, took off his shoes like it was routine, and made himself comfortable on my living room couch. Not wanting to alarm him, I asked, "How was your day?" "It was good," he smiled. "How's your mom doing?" "She's fine." "Do you know how you're getting home?" "Nope," Mommy didn't say. Every instinct told me to call the police. But the boy seemed so familiar in the space, like he had been here before. A part of me feared this might be some elaborate scam, but I just didn't know yet. "Can I get you anything?" I asked. "Macaroni and cheese," he said immediately. I froze. How the hell did he know that's what I was making? "Why did you ask for that?" I asked. "Because that's what I always ask for." "When do you always ask for it?" "When I come here." My heart skipped. He genuinely believed he'd been here before. But why my house? Did his mother trick the bus driver into dropping him here? Was he being used to case my home? I couldn't even remember the last time I made mac and cheese. Maybe years ago, watching Martha Stewart? Why did I suddenly decide to make it today? Ever since retiring from the Postal Service, my days had been filled with reading Reddit stories and watching cooking shows. This wasn't the life I imagined, but here I was. "Let me go check on the mac and cheese," I told him. I plated some and brought it to him in the living room. He had already turned on the TV and was watching Woody Woodpecker. "You like that cartoon?" I asked. "It's my favorite." "Not into SpongeBob or Pokemon?" "Sometimes, but Mommy doesn't like those. We watch Woody Woodpecker together." That hit hard. I remembered my daughter doing the same on Saturday mornings while my husband gave up the remote. Tears welled up as my past came flooding in. Memories I had tried to bury. My life hadn't turned out the way I hoped. Plans change, people leave, dreams die quietly. "Would you like something to drink?" "Strawberry milk," he replied without hesitation. That was it. That was my daughter's favorite drink. That exact request. Red flags flared. Who would know that? I wandered into the kitchen in a daze, unsure if I even had strawberries. I didn't. But then my eyes landed on the cabinet where I keep rarely used ingredients. 2 weeks ago, I bought a nostalgic tin of Nesquik strawberry powder. I had stood there in the grocery store for 20 minutes, holding it and thinking of my daughter. Now I knew why I bought it. I mixed the milk and brought it to him, wiping away tears. As I passed the family photo of me, my daughter, and my husband from the late 80s, I remembered when this house was filled with laughter. "Thank you," he said as he took the glass. I stood awkwardly, overwhelmed. One question burned in my mind. Besides calling her Mommy, what's your mom's name? He looked up, smiled, and said, "Valencia." I was paralyzed. That was the name of my daughter. We had named her after a hotel in Puerto Rico, Hotel Valencia, where my husband and I stayed on our honeymoon. No one else around here had that name. No one. My mind spiraled. The boy finished his drink, slammed the cup down with a finality, looked me in the eye, a deep, knowing look, and said, "Grandma, I'm going outside to play." And with that, he was gone. I knew in my bones I would never see him again. The last image that remained in my mind. My husband and daughter leaving the house for the last time, before that fatal car crash in 1988 that took them both.